fantastic sound that you've just heard, everyone, is the sound of, yes, you probably guessed it, Ford Dorset 2704ET. They are 6 litre, 6 cylinder, turbocharged and intercooled diesels built by Ford in the UK in the 1980s. These fantastic engines have been in service in many different vehicles and vessels, from marine leisure use and marine commercial use, and even some marine military use. Sabre, I believe, had the contract for the military stuff, and Sabre made some pretty fruity versions of these engines back in the day. Now today we are having a quick look at a pair of Ford Dorset 2407ET, which are 6 litre intercooled mechanical injector pump engines. These are 1980 vintage, and they are backed up by a pair of Borg-Warner 1.6:1 ratio reduction boxes. In this particular boat, they're 180 horsepower per side, so not stressed at all for the application. So something that we need to know is there are a few different versions of the block. We've got these that are in this vessel that you can hear, and these are the older Dorset engines. Not quite as tough, shall we say. They have a few slight weaknesses over the newer DOVER engine. But don't get me wrong, when I say these things have weaknesses, we have to remember that it's 2023 and those engines are still powering that 9.5 ton vessel at 20 knots plus. So there is absolutely nothing we can say badly about them. Oh, yeah. Now we also got some Sabre 320 versions. Sabre also made 180s, 212, and rumour has it Sabre even made a very special racing version with compound turbos that are very rarely seen, based around the Dover engine. This is called a Sabre 350C. C stands for commercial. Inline 6 cylinder. Now these are over 6 litre, the commercial versions. Still has the Cav Minimec inline injector pump, Alder system, chrome rocker cover, and a Holset HX40 turbo. And what's interesting about this actually is the turbo is not water cooled. It's just encased in this like stainless cover, and that's full of fiberglass normally in there. It looks to be in good condition. Normally the ends of these tanks are all rotten. You can see a bit of corrosion starting there, but not bad. And this is a twin intercooled system. So the turbocharger makes its pressure, sucks it through the inlet here, goes into the top first stage of the intercooler, then into the second stage of the intercooler, and then that then goes into the inlet manifold, which is underneath there, look, and then into the engine. Now this is not a cross-flow engine. This is a I don't really know what you'd call a non-cross-flow engine. The inlets and exhaust ports are all on one side. These dark ones that you can see, the brown ones, they're the exhaust outlets, and then these ones here are the inlets, so they're right next to each other, which is obviously not good for separating your heat. Later in life they became Otterson engines, and the manufacturing got taken over to Turkey as far as I'm aware. But these things are still going strong in many vessels all over the world, and I think that it'd be nice to show you them working well in 2023. Enjoy.